Hello lovelies, it's Emily, back to share some time with you today. I hope you've been enjoying the videos this year so far, and let's get right into it. 3 days. Falling forever it seems. The world turned white before my eyes, as first soft flakes falling one by one. Next a blizzard, turning homes into snow-capped mountains as far as the eye could see. Whiteout conditions kept the world inside. Watch a lone person being blown in the ever-growing winds as you wonder, why would anyone brave such conditions? Finally, the world is calm again. Streaks of sun cause every frozen prism to radiate the colors of every known spectrum known, as well as some that aren't. The world covered in 3 days' worth of constant snow. Winter took its time to mold the world we know in its image as it blows the mind. Aquarius heart. Stars align for one who beats under elements of water and air. Ever carry them around, ready to wash troubles clean or to spend time amongst the clouds. Both stiff and quiet in nature, able to retreat within whenever the world without becomes too much. Able to defy categorization, having no single form. The heart beats in progressive, independent, unique, and idealistic rhythms. A rebel heart, free in spirit with a touch of eccentric offbeat sensibilities to emotions. Keep on learning more and more about this beating heart of water and air. For those unlike it, look forward to a lifetime of mystery. Chemical hearts. Walking past another, polar opposite pools align. Heart-shaped vessels want each other. One holds red, the other holds blue. Sight beholds another. Fluid begin to sway back and forth, wanting to mix. Two hues will make purple when their colors combine. Spontaneous human combustion, flames burning bright. Blue and bright white glow intensely. Test tubes overflow just as the right reactions come from just the right ingredients. Come combine all that is you with all that is me. Our science is out of control. Love will come later after the chemicals in our reactions have subsided. Do something for me. Found out the lie that I am. Placed before the world as brilliant. In truth, I'm nothing more than a fraud. Not even in the truth of reality do I know who I really am. Thus, when given the chance, I allow those around me to set me higher than I deserved. Yet in the end, none of my ability to hide my true face meant a thing. Someone looked at me in the eyes and couldn't do for me what they were able to do for others. Spoke truth from their mouth that hit me in the very depths of my being. Yet still I choose to hide away, making my face false for those around me to see. I can't continue to live in my less, yet I'm afraid too of what life in the truth will be. Salted stars. As they fall from a darkened sky, snowflakes are kissed by twinkling starlight as they float on by. Eyes don't know where to look first as they concentrate upon a glow. It is the crystal prisms or the heavenly jewels up above. They both dance as a ballerina and her partner. Swirling constellations spin as flakes fall, holding them in place. Crisp winter air is all the music they need. Frozen breath from the audience rises up, making the clouds brighter, setting the scene. As they fall from a darkened sky, Snowflakes are kissed by twinkling starlight as they float on by. Stellar palette. Fresh are the brushes cleaned from previous works of art. Collected are the tools needed to begin anew. Placed upon the palette, held in mind, the working hues collected from the cosmos. Midnight sky, shining beams, gaseous nebulas, and roaming planets. Each a source of stellar inspiration for brushes that are once empty to fully place upon a universal canvas. Once complete, the one stands back as if to take stock of what's been created. Yet much like the ever-expanding universe, there will always be another work to be made. Thus, clean the brushes once more and refill the palette hues. Each day, there will be a new canvas. Thus, new stellar events will always be waiting to be given a form to be seen. Totem. Tiny trinket, random but meaningful to the one who holds it. On hand at all times in case questions of perception are needed to be answered. Time links to what is real, an ingenious way of staying planted, while letting your mind roam freely. Each of those partaking in such things needs to keep something with them that clears the mind of doubt and deception. Marked as such a small thing at first, yet as you watch your item do whatever you need it to do to prove your sanity, it becomes the most important item in the world to its bearer. Trailing stars. They follow us everywhere. The light of the day hides them from view, yet we make our wishes upon them silently with each passing heartbeat. Once light of day has taken leave, every wish twinkles down upon us as we try to count them within every night sky. Their trails can easily be seen as they streak through the night. They whisper among themselves as to which wish will be granted and which ones will burn out among their fragile night light. As we dream, they circle around us overhead as we lie peacefully in our beds. Watch one looking down with a smile and kiss of stardust, letting us know that we need not worry. Our dreams will show us what we need. They follow us everywhere, light from the day that hides them, while the darkness of the night sets them free. Can you win? As if hanging on a pole, being kept in one place, your current dream is to walk around and stretch your legs. All you want to do is see your little corner of existence and think about your place within it. Those whom you share the space with will do all that they can do to keep you in check, telling you every day and in every which way that you can't do anything that you dream of. Constantly put down, you feel as if you don't have your own mind or voice. At least not one that stems from within you, but is provided for you by others whom you don't believe and or know that your best interest is not their own concern. Singing your laments to the sky by reciting rules made up for you to live by. The song of your life no longer a pleasant tune, just a bitter sound that rings in your ears. Constantly drowning your soul and your spirit breaks more and more. Losing more and more to the game each day. Feel as if you can't break, even trying to buy your way out of all that you know. Others still telling you that life is what it is, while you are all hung up on what you believe you're not, getting the potential of who you could be. In time, you will learn your lesson as you are set free from the pole holding you in place. You thought you couldn't win. All you had to do was change your thinking. Can't sleep, won't dream. Events from my past cloud my present, still as I search for you and why you betrayed me. Eyes wide for days on end. I can't sleep. I won't dream, because every time I do, all I see is your face. I've learned so much more about you in these last few months, things that your lips failed to say. How you loved another who told me the truth of your connection before he fell to my wrath. Still, I continue on with the mission. We began with you as my underlying theme. Others know as I poorly hide my distress. They know why I refuse to sleep, why I dare not dream. Each step pulls me closer to being rid of you and the face of your loss that haunt my nights. Despite the pain, I still can't say that I didn't love you, even though I wish I could erase this feeling from my memory. It would have been better if I'd kept you at arm's length like the rest, not caring if you lived or died, not giving in to you and your hidden lies. To sleep would be a curse, to dream in despair, wishing what I see in my mind would be there when I wake up. So I keep going with only determination, keeping my eyes frozen awake. To blink is a fail. I must keep going for as long as it takes. Finally, I reach the end. The part of me that is your story has finally been closed. I can let go. I can move on even with the shadow of you still being there. Forever, if I see your image, I will mourn for what truth, if there was any, could have been between us. Drowned in sorry. I fought, I really did, to get her out, to get her back after she whispered those words to me, trying to escape crumbling surroundings as the water was rising fast. She had been locked in a cell that I was fighting to break her free from before I ran out of breath. She watched me from the corner as if she knew her fate was sealed. Not wanting the same for me, she took my hands in hers. I still was able to feel the softness of her lips, now waterlogged, as she kissed my fingers gently in her own way, begging me to leave her behind. My anger subsided as I saw this. All I felt was love and sorrow. I had to keep trying until we were both free and together again. Then, with a rush of pain, she was ripped back and away from me again. I watched her face contort and change as silent screams told of her final moments in agony. With that, my silent screams were echoed in hers as I watched the rage as the light within her was extinguished. Soon there was nothing but a floating shell of what wore her sleeping face. I broke the doors of her cell and reached with all I still had within my hands, grasped hers, now floating without life. Back to the surface, I gasped for breath as she was limp and quiet. I did all I could to bring her back, not just to life, but back to me. Nothing worked, and I had to let go as my tears mixed with the salty air of the still churning around me sea. She was gone before I could understand why all this had to be. She told me she loved me. She said that she was sorry. She kissed me goodbye before she gave away all we could have and would ever be. Empty bottles and house plants. Walking from one end of the house to another, the freshly raised bottle pressed against drying lips. Head to the garden room is the only safe place left. Alone once again, all I have left is them. My green, no make that brown, silent friends who are always there to see me through as this happens over and over again. Each one a failed relationship. I could blame them, yet I'm the common factor. In the beginning, all is always well, yet soon around the same point there is always some sort of change. Maybe it's me. I just seem to attract the same type of guy, or maybe it's that eventually they all seem to see the same destructive things in me. So back to my plants. the only form of life that doesn't get up and walk away from me after short periods of time. They don't have a voice or judge me or call me out on my very obvious issues. Here, my friends, have a drink. It's on the house, or rather in my house, I guess, as I laugh to myself, sinking into a nearby chair to rest my mind again as I hold tight to my bottle and my green-brown leaf babies in hand. Her white magic. There is nothing I take of meaning from this place except one, a kiss from a lovely young woman before a face was seen or a name was given. I found her there in the room that night, reading books which she felt she must hide, and she gave me one as a gift. She gave me a gift of protection. Little did she know she gave me more than that. Next was the day spent on horseback. She took me to the rubble of a childhood home. There she wrote scribbles on the sand and brought back memories of the unknown. We shared a gift as we continued to talk. She thought my methods were magic. I thought she was. Every following interaction brought us closer, even as my goal of being where she was would not end up tearing us apart. She cared for me in danger, following me with her white magic all the way. Even as I was in time bound to leave, I knew my heart would never truly leave her side again. Against all odds, together we stood, even as we looked into the very face of death reborn. I was there for her as she was there for me. She held my hand and I kissed her cheek. All at once she left her old world behind to follow me to mine. All the while, the shining of her magic continued to infiltrate my heart, body, soul, and mind. Inner monologue. What does your inner voice tell you each day? Hopefully it's telling you how awesome you are in all the good ways. Not leaving you with a big head or overinflated ego, but in such a way that you know that no one controls your joy but you. Things try to break you down each moment from day to day. I hope your voice gives you the building blocks to rebuild every bit of your inner image. Where bad things take place is worse only if your mind allows it to be. If you continue to recite only the negative words that come your way, then sadly you may begin to believe it. Let only those things that are positive rest within you, holding arms against the slings of this world. We need no one to criticize us, for our own minds can be more than enough to contend with, day in and day out. So begin each day with a smile and positive words towards yourself as well as others. It can lead your inner monologue changing for the better. Knife point. You cut me, I'll cut you. Thought you could play me for a fool, now look at you. There on the ground as I stand above you reclaiming what's mine. If we are yin and yang, then only now I'm the mix while you can claim neither belongs to you. Lies are all that came from your mouth from the beginning, but I easily saw through them. The one time you told the truth, I was able to still find out more than you were willing to say. Where you caused death, I brought back life, turning the knife point back in your smug face. In that moment, I saw your eyes, and you knew your end was coming. You did try to stand once again, but I kept that from ever happening. Thank you for your misdeeds. They simply made me stronger in the end. You cut me, I cut you. It's the least I can do for my enemy, who thought could play me as a short-lived friend. Love in neon pink. Saw the sign from afar, is what I was looking for. Searched the city all night looking for her. She had vanished from my life overnight. We'd been together off and on for what felt like years, but in truth, it only had been a few months. I knew her story, she knew mine. There was no judgment, only love from my end. Seedy was her existence. From her youth, where she was now had been all she knew. I tried to show her, to give her something different. I don't think she knew how to handle a normal life. Me being all straight-laced and everyday guy, I wanted to save her. Not in any creepy or in a way that made me look like the hero in our story. I wanted to truly give the woman I loved all that I could, all that she deserved for the joy that she gave me. As I walked in, the lights bounced off the walls, causing strobe vertigo to go off for an instant in my eyes. I knew the guy at the door. He'd come to know my face, so he simply let me in with no fuss. I asked around about my love. I asked how long had she been coming back to this place. Her once fellow ladies told me she wasn't there and that she hadn't been for a long time. Confusion gripped me as I walked out of the building. Could they be lying, hiding her away from me? Of course, yet I didn't feel that they were. So I continued walking through the streets looking for my love, wondering why she was gone. Where had she gone if not back to all that she knew? The next day, I got my answers in the form of an unexpected way that unfolded before me. Once again, I happened upon a sign, bright pink neon letters that shone the word love, this time not in any type of seedy den of the night, but instead in the window of a store I went into frequently. There I saw her, my love in all her strength and glory. She was smiling as she worked. I watched for a moment. She was no longer loving nor living her life of old. She was now doing what she told me, what she swore in days before as I questioned her. Turning life around, trying something maybe not so much better, but at least different. She looked my way and smiled as she mouthed the words, "I told you so." In turn, I mouthed the words, "I'm sorry and I love you." Seen in my dream. Out among another world, this one, the world we share, has been left behind by you. I know you thought it was going to be a great opportunity, yet my mind thinks otherwise. Tried to get you to stay, reminders of what we have and the challenges we face. Still you went while I smiled on the outside. My heart was gripped with fear. In a dream, you were gone on your mission, doing your job out among the heavens. The world you had left behind for the world you were waiting for all your life. Many a time you had traveled there in your mind's eye. I always knew I was your second love to such a thing, even stronger than the two of us. While out among the heavens, you touched what only a few privileged few have ever touched before. In my mind, I watched you as you felt the ground. How you smiled at the world rising over the horizon instead of the sun. You were in awe of this place that you knew you always wanted to be in. I was watching with bated breath and fear. Then something went wrong. Voices cried out even as you screamed. You joined them in fear and loss. Trying to hang on for dear life, something happened and you let go. You drifted away, so far away from the rest, even further away now from me. Out among another world, this one, the one we share, has been left by you. As my eyes tear open, thank God it was just a dream. Set the trap. Like leaving breadcrumbs to lead the way, the carrot will be under the box tied to a rope waiting for you to pull it. Follow each step thinking you will know before you step into the loop, only to be left hanging, upside down, with all the blood rushing to your head as you wait for hours. How did I get here? Tricked better by you than you were by me. Both locked in a battle of wits. I can beat this man before he beats me, or so I thought. Drunk was the poison, but I survived your last attempt at taking me out. Move after move will follow. I read you just as you read me. Now we're here at the end of the game. I'm tied up at your mercy, yet you end up being taken out by one higher up the food chain than you. I fell into your trap due to my ego, while you fell into theirs due to your greed. Looking back, who was the predator and who was the prey? I guess I'll have to keep navigating the traps to find out. Savior Land. They were searching for me. I wasn't searching for them. Yet I was given a true test of self-worth and ability to show I could be more than my life had led me to be. Swept away only to be awakened in a place. My mind could have been the only realm where this could exist. Fell back into my normal tricks, but soon they were my downfall. Thought I knew how to trick my way to what I wanted while staying free from trouble. Yet once again, I just wasn't smart enough to stop while I was ahead. Soon I had to fight for my life while helping others whom I've met fight for theirs, and they saw me for my truth, even though I denied it myself. Together we will win, much while I feel I finally found my home. Those around me now knew of my truth, but accepted me anyway. They were waiting for me. No, I was waiting for them. They needed to be saved while I needed a savior too. Time is broken. Come to a place where there is no boundaries between the past, present, or future. You can see them all as if looking into different mirrors of who you are, who you were, and who you will be. Your current self seeks to be made whole, left in pieces after what your past self had to endure. Your future self knows not of the actions of your current self, thus is always changing. Shards of cells that have been or will be begin to crumble all around as this unstable place is made even more so by dealing with one who is already unstable. Motivations are noble, while expectations are suspect to whims of fancy, dressed by wishes and hope. Time is broken as you are when you come to face it. Either you will find harmony in who you were, who you are, and who you will be, or you will only find yourself as a broken mirror staring back at you as you try to piece yourself back together again. Tomorrow's wind, yesterday's drowned. Each day you can feel the lingering hurt of yesterday, just as you can feel the pull of a tomorrow unknown. All that was you from the day before has been transformed with the rising of a new day's sun, just as all that you are today will be transformed with the dawn of an early tomorrow. The you that exists in the time known as yesterday has drowned in the rippling waves of passing time. You were cleansed and returned to the day sure, refreshed, and new. Thus, the same event will occur today to prepare you for tomorrow. The version of yourself that lives in this moment is ever changing as the winds of time pass over. Above and through you, at every second, every minute, and passing hour. Ever changing, you will never be the same from one moment to the next. From one day to the next, you are no longer the you that lived before. Never from scratch, always from existence. We all move forward, never back. Twins of the Woods. Forced from their home, a mother schools her daughters well as they live outcast just beyond the town. Left alone in this life, father perished, mother joined him soon thereafter. Two little girls remained safe, seeing not a soul until the day they crossed paths with another. On the run, one could hear the voices of those chasing him in the nearby distance. A man of dark demeanor placed a finger to his lips, seeking to hide, needing everything around, including the girls, to remain quiet. In defiance, the breaking of a stick will give the man in black a way leading to a death that one young girl witnessed in the frozen woods that day. The other girl ran, returning to her hovel home. From there, a story took shape. Revenge was the plot. This is a story so many know. Each step was taken, all leading up to this. A heart turned wicked by events happening to it. A young girl became a woman, the lady of all she desires, as he who died was her unwilling foot soldier. In the end, all she wanted was taken again. This time, though, it was no one else but her she could blame. For the revenge was not hers to take, but his known by no name. She thought she ruled him, yet she became a pawn in evil's name. Valentine unsent. Wait, why is this here? Left behind under these papers. Is there still time? I can get it to the mail carrier right outside my door. I have to send this token of my affection. Just got too busy, I suppose. This was meant to be mailed last week, so it would be there on time. Down the stairs I fly, like the wind. Way is cold, must grab my slippers at least. Note in hand, through the door I fly. I still hear the mail carrier. Man, I must have gotten so many bills today, or something. Probably a bunch of random stuff. Charity donation requests, and the like. Made it to the top of the stairs, making my way down. Ouch. Curse this knee of mine. Always get stiff on cold days like this. Great. Slow down now. I have to limp to the door. I'm too young to be feeling this old. Wait, why am I running down the stairs in the first place again? Oh yeah, the note. The mail carrier. Door flies open. Luckily, they had a package for me too. Caught them just in time. They were just about to turn away from the doorstep. Please, can you take this too? I say as I hand over the note, full of my love and affection for another. Made it just in the nick of time. My love has to know how I feel. Waiting for your call. Rushed away just as the snow began to fall heavier. It was so heavy that I could not follow you to your destination. Having to stay back and wait by the phone just to get a word of your predicament was enough to keep me awake long into the night. Where the lights were once off in the house, click, I heard as they were all turned on again. Time to do what I always do to keep my mind busy when you were away in such a state. I must tidy things up for your return. Nervous are the thuds known as footsteps as I go back and forth up and down the hallway. Able to do some things, so at least this time the morning won't see it. Soon there's nothing more to do. No, please don't make me sit down, condemning me to my worried thoughts. Soon midnight passes and a call is made. Voice on the other line is not yours, but is giving me much wanted information on you. The words fine and okay play over and over in my sleepy head. I know now I can rest for at least one night. Soon the morning comes on strong as another call comes. Voice on the other end said, you could come home. Must make the needed preparations. The snow fell as you left last night, and now there is clearing to do. Hear the beat. Do you hear that? Something caught between space and time is calling, found by only the eyes and ears of youth. The drum draws them like a moth to a flame. They know it's something strange and must be kept secret. Once open, wide eyes try to understand. There is no bold warning to what they now hold. Fine is the message as they hold unusual pieces in their hands. Always a shock that startles the mind as they read what appears after the first of many planned dice rolls. Lost to the madness that comes forth, something wrong, found too late, is all that there is for the beating boards to hold. Prodigal Constellation. Lights in the night allowed to burn out and fade away. Every time it's as if the being made the stars takes a break of sorts. Lost to the night sky for a time, eyes can no longer look up to witness its brilliance, as false lines try to seek it out and place it back where it belongs. Sometimes gone from the heavens, many seasons at a time, the other drawings among the stars do their best to fill in the gaps. Little does the stargazer know that a type of rebirth is taking place. What was once an image drawn among the stars, lost for a time, has now returned to its home, where its points of light begin to flicker away. New points were being made to replace them. Now back and even more brilliant than before, it's as if the brightest drawn image among the heavens. One should know now to never fear, for the prodigal constellation will always reappear. Planetary alignment. Once a millennia, the cycle returns. Awakened are the spirits of light and time. Sent out are those in search of this event's treasures. The mythical pot of gold at the end of an unknown rainbow. Countdown is underway. Only a matter of time before the light shows itself to the victor of this race. One on the side of right while the other on the side of wrong, each seeking what they feel is an ultimate prize. Seeking to right past wrongs of time being stolen away. The right outsmarts the wrong, setting all that was thrown out of balance straight. Returned to their rightful place, both light and time fell into the correct hands. All will remain safe and in order until the planets fall into alignment once again. Roll the dice. As they fly from your hands, chance takes hold of your fate. The unknown comes before you. Life is no longer an unquestioned game. You are moved like pieces upon a board, outcomes of which could be in your favor or not. Eyes go wide as the fantastic things you never knew were possible take from you all that you know as well as all that you are. Time will pass and new players will come and go. You must keep playing. No longer do you only play for your sake, but for the sake of those who also stumbled upon the same fate. It's the roll of the dice that will determine your fate. Looking down to see the outcome. Did you roll a 5 or an 8? All I did was flicking of a switch and everything went wrong. Lights flashing, hearts beating fast as voices that were once calm and clear become strong and loud. No one knows what happened here today, and all I did was my job. I was given an order and now everyone has turned against me. One guy in particular seems to have it out for me. He always had it out for me. It wasn't my choice to be here, but now I am, and they have even more cause to dislike me or even hate me now. Spend my time alone, keeping to myself as the others stay close. Continue to communicate and tell me nothing as information comes in. I'm the pilot, it was my mission, and now we may not make it. All I can do is my job and hold my breath as I hope for the best. Finally, we make it back home. We make it through our ordeal, and only when all is said and done am I no longer seen as the bad guy. Life that day changed in every way with simply the flick of a switch. I'm never allowing myself to be placed in any such position ever again. Bible Black Tyrant. As he walked away, the monster of dreams, cape flowing in the wind as the storm raged on. I know he took her there again. My mother, an innocent child of nature, lost to this man who governed fear, with only scriptures as law. He never loved how close we were, how much alike we were becoming as I grew. Hatred and fear of ways he didn't condone or understand drove things such as this to happen. Once manhood came for me, I left all that was him behind. Lost was my faith long ago, governed by sense and reason. I dare not pray to a God that will allow such things to happen to those who were innocent, while the wicked roam freely. Locked were these memories until coming upon a place where the rational mind can be so converted by the spirit world. In my dreams I see her face again, eyes screaming out in shock and pain as her body is locked away in the claws of death's grip. Searching through that room that lay behind the walls of his pulpit is a horror of its own. I couldn't remember where those marks on my hands came from. Even as a young one, at the age of 7, I blocked away all that I saw. Now doomed to wake each day to grieve, sudden shocks are the only way for me to know and truly bear. Try to remember better times of playing in the meadow and being there as I fell asleep during a storm. Even then, in those memories, he was there, the Bible Black Tyrant just waiting to do his own family the most dreadful harm. Black History Future. Blame not for the state of affairs, limits reached and then immediately surpassed. Ancestry remembered with pride, no longer held against one in shame. Coming together to overcome preconceived notions of this is how we all are seen. Kick down the doors that remain barred. Heads held high in beauty of all shades and hues. Intelligence rewarded, not feared, as if we want to take all another has. Songs no longer sung of only our past, but also our shared future. Territories no longer feared due to being outnumbered. Ongoing change being made in true place and love for further generations. Roads cleared not only for us, but for all. Years of misunderstanding and miscommunication healed through acceptance. Found will be our strength to endure changing times. Use of voice not to speak on mere nonsense, but on things that matter. Time taken to reflect and actually learn the lessons those before us fought for, not just saying, okay, we have this right now. Unknown are the specifics of how the world will be days and even years from now. Raised are the hands that are now willing to seek change in peace and unity. Everyone must no longer fear change, for the future is now. The future is coming. Beyond limbo. To sleep by some chance, this ideal becomes nothing more than a foolish dream. Left upon the wreckage of a desolated mental shore, there is nothing but the gates that lead to interland. While in limbo, one only sees what's left of what the mind built in the hopes of creating a new life. In the hither, there are only dashed memories playing over and over. Moments in time, one tries to desperately change, yet they come to the realization that there is nothing they can do. If limbo is the mind's purgatory, then hitherland is mental hell, the true place where all things mental come to die. Thoughts and memories can't be changed. One becomes trapped within its walls of false hopes and foolish wishes to do things over the next time a state of dream sleep overtakes them. Realize that here, sleep is the enemy. Once your eyes are closed, there are only clips of one's worst moments, where choices made with good intentions birth horror in their results. Stay away from this place. Stay safe within your world of dreams, for if you reach this place, you will never recover. The mind, soul, and spirit will be forever lost. Eel Marsh. Solemn piece of land set apart from the rest. The tide washes away the only link, a strip of which to travel back and forth, only allowing it to be seen once per day. Dark is not only the air, but the mood once you stepped foot onto this lost land. A curse upon your head is all that this place will grant. There is something wrong there. You know it, you can feel it as you take each breath in. Take in death as you expel decay. The land kills you more and more with each frightening step. Scratched out of existence will be your fate once you are locked within its metaphorical walls. Every damaged nook and wrinkle tells of its deadly story. Once you've been there, you can never leave. Haunted are your thoughts, either walking or unconscious. If you try, then the one who makes your will no longer your own will never forgive and never forget your face as long as you live, taking all you hold dear just as all has been stolen from. Evil makes a call. So it happened, while holding the ringer to your ear, hear a voice deep and deadly, tries to sound like that of a human on the other end of the line, but you know it isn't true. Words spoken, you feel every syllable in the depths of your being. Every word your doom. Why did you agree to make such a sacrifice? Your blood boiling right out of your body, sweat can never again cool down the fire you feel has licked your skin in an attempt to burn you from afar. The voice tells you that it's coming even closer. It wants what you have. It demands what it's coming for. Your words in return were short and few. Caught in your throat, they just won't come out. You know not even water will calm your thirst after you hang up. You are evil. Yes, a bit housed in a tiny human body. But this is evil in truth, and it's coming for you. The call has ended. You wipe away the mix of sweat and blood that has somehow come from your head, only to travel down your face. Fear has never before been felt like this. You and time are caught now in a true death-defying race. Following brick roads. Cobbled together piece by piece, each step taken over comes the cracks therein. Start at the beginning, swirling from a pattern you know not from where. The end of the road is the goal, yet along the way, each stop holds meaning. Sing your tune as you trot along, each brick a different hue placed in line for you to notice. Patterns form from each step, emotions rise and fall with each roadblock. Upon the road you may lose your way. The path may seem to be easy to follow, but over time you may become aware that it's not meant for you. Soon the road may lead to danger, yet you keep going as you believe it's the only way through. Eventually, your feet find the end. 3 final steps are left to take. Finally, you reach the end of the road you began your journey upon. Maybe from what you gained along the way, your mind will be set free and you'll finally awake. following behind. He was there at the beginning of all of this. He was there as I held her in my arms after she gave up her life to save mine. The man in the background who took the bag after our world, my world that could have been, came crumbling down. Always my shadow within a shadow, she left me the message I sit and read over and over again now. A name and number sent to me before all of this is what I hold in my hands as I sit contemplating what I do next. Thinking you've won, that you will face no consequences for your actions against me in the hope of another life that I had. I will work my way up the chain like the links of her necklace that I hold tight to remember she who I loved. You will be found, man in the shadows that has been following me. The tables have turned. Now you have a shadow in me, and you'll find that I'm much harder to escape than you think. It will come, that shot from you know not where. You will fall to your knees, crawling in pain, at first physical, which will soon lead over into mental. I will walk up from behind you as you look into my eyes, still with a defiant glare. Yet from that moment on, you will know the time has come for you to pay, as I send you to your end. No injustice unpunished. Swift as a hand upon your life as you were the hand upon mine, my body placed behind physical bars meant to keep me in line. Your mind will fill the metaphorical ones instead, never again freeing your thoughts of what you have done to me, spreading lies so that you may take from me what was never yours to claim. I will instead take from you all that is more precious. You think your marital wealth will keep you safe? Never will I forgive what you've done. I will haunt your every waking moment. You will notice me ever present in your dreams. Even in my forced, unhinged state, the mind is clear, just as the soul that was once pure becomes more and more wicked as it thinks upon all that has been wrongfully done to me. You were my beloved, the one I thought I could trust above all others. I was sadly proven wrong and am paying the price. Never again will you take advantage of me. Body locked away, yet my mind is ever free. You will pay for your wrongs. You will curse the day you felt it a good deed to cross one like me. Not the true I. Lost in the text of ancient cosmological models, to take the words literally may be your downfall. Look to the location for the clues only if you understand how to read them. Your enemy has beaten you to the punch. The secrets are known only in their mind. While trying to share what they have learned, you attempt to prove another wrong. Only it's you who are at fault, and from this you will lose the prize. Let the seconds tick by. The sands of time are against you. Take the leap, throwing literal caution to the wind. The price is finally set as you see what you seek and been unveiled before you. What is more important, your knowledge or your wounded ego's pride? You still obtained what you sought as you wisely stepped aside. Now the chase is on as your race for the marker that you are next to find. Once again you travel on blinded borrowed time. Step back before you lose more. Eyes now open to the writing on the wall. Outstretched hand. How is this possible? It's emerging, your present, my past. Why didn't you ever tell me? I wanted to keep you safe. Come back with me. We can live life anew. I know this is what you want, but this cannot be. Why not? Why can't we do this just once? You have taken what should never have been taken. Suddenly I feel so alone. You are never alone. I have always been with you. I miss you, Father. I love you, as I miss and love you to death, daughter. Present hands reaching out to touch the hands of the past. Each is granted barely a soft touch. Time must resume as it was meant to be. No one can change what has been already done. She's an asset. A day came when she took from me the one I loved. He walked down that alley not knowing he was crossing her path until it was too late. She stared at him in the eyes as she took his life, leaving him on the ground, just alive enough for me to find. I heard his final words as he whispered them in my ear. When he passed, I died inside. All I had was her image on his phone. I knew I would hunt her down and take her life just as she took his. It came about that I got my chance, not caring if anyone needed her alive for any information she knew. I tried to follow the plan. I left her in the hands of another to be watched, but that turned out to be a bad idea. Being who she was, she tried to escape my grasp. I gave her as good as she gave me, punch for punch, slap for slap. She tried to land a finishing blow, but I beat her to the punch. The window was open as her body flew through its opening, and to her death she did plunge. I knew I'd feel the heat from my actions, but really didn't care. She was gone, the one who took my love. Her dead body out among the sands somewhere. Even after the deed was done, my mind and heart felt pain. It gave me revenge peace, but I still felt a bottomless pit within my being. The dead care not for revenge. Even with that, we can't get them back. She took him from me, so I took from her. It's a cycle that will replay over and over again. Would have believed you. As they sit, making the plan for their next step in their mind, she doubts. All has gone wrong with every step they took before. Nothing went right then, so why would it go right now? Her partner's words begin to be drowned out as blood rushes through her head. The chills take hold as fear sets in. If this goes wrong, the world will end up dead. See her at the party. The role she plays is the lure, there to tempt the mark out of the information he has. Yet from the moment she walked in the building, her team must hold her hand. She is led through what she already knew to do. She knew the steps to take, yet her doubt made her question. It made her shake. She has him on his knees already to beg for her mercy. Another unforeseen circumstance comes into play. Finally, alone, she shows who really has the power. The upper hand was always hers with no delay. Moving on again to plan B, everyone must play the game. She ends up wounded, simply another to add to the rest she's garnered over the past few days. Yet in the end, she found that with time, she could and would heal. All she went through made her stronger. It was no big deal. Walking away into the chilled night, knowing that next time will play out differently. Now she believes in herself again. To let go of her doubt was totally freeing. We have our secrets. He sits there in silence, head down, not looking me in the eye. There is something more to this guy, more than he's willing or possibly able to admit. One minute he wants to be in the loop, then he doesn't. He shows off amazing skills, then tries to downplay his obvious abilities. What's with this guy? Ever questioning my authority, yet follows along with the plan in place to the letter until it all goes to heck. There has to be more than he's saying. Is he a spy, a mole, an infiltrator, sent to make sure we don't achieve our goals? I can't quite place my finger on him yet. However, in the end, once all was said and done, I want him on my team. Was it just to keep him close? No. It was because I learned his secret. He was there that day, and ever since the guilt has eaten away at him. Lost his will to play the game, yet when forced to do so, he played his part very well. That night, over beers, we sat and talked. He told me he felt responsible, that it was his job to keep her safe, and he failed. I told him that he did nothing wrong, and that all was meant to play out as it did. It wasn't his job to protect her. It was mine. We left off on good terms that night. Hands were shaken as I could give him peace of mind. Time to move on to the next interaction. My disappearing smoke awaits. Why that work? I'm the guy who comes up with the plans for others to follow, yet his plan that he came up with in the heat of the moment worked. Why? Trapped in a flipped car, pulled down underneath the freezing currents of foreign waters, lost in the night, being attacked. Why that worked? Air running low as we are being shot at by our enemies. He says stay here, as I try to think a way out of this situation. He takes the now very dead body of our boss and sets it alight, pushing it away from us, then tells me to come on in the opposite way. Why'd that work? The shots raining down from above continue to come, a rain of death averted, as we are safe, as we now swim away. Hidden in the black waters of the night, we make it under a bridge. Once at the surface we can breathe, enough though we know we must keep moving. Why'd that work? Hidden from view on our way to catch a train that will carry us to safety. All the while, I'm thinking as I make chill steps in a foreign night. Why'd that work? You've seen her. Coming upon this place in the dark rains of a chilled night. Booked was my accommodations by another, yet they told me there was no place for me to stay. Found a way to claim a space just as the night returned to its state of another day. Seeking the one who had the information I needed, my employment counted on this assignment. Never did I know life would change again due to this damp, scared environment. Led to where I was supposed to be, on that day I saw her standing among far-off trees. A woman adorned in the very essence of the color black. Lace sheer covered her cold, dead face. Who knows why even after this, why I kept going back. Everyone in the dank town told me to leave, yet it was already too late. Like a plague she came upon us all, a spook, a curse, a horror that never should have been allowed to stay upon this world, yet even the devil didn't want to claim her. I thought I placed everything right. I saw her and her child come together after placing them in the same tomb. She took him in her arms, and I thought she'd finally be at peace. I guess I was wrong. No, I know I was. For she came again for me. She will never stop. I know this because after running towards the tracks to save him, there was nothing anyone could have done. We stood together, my son and I, as she appeared before us. Not the woman of death, but the woman I longed for most, both in life as well as in death. In all other cases, she took from others what she felt was taken from her. I returned what was lost for her, and she, the lady in black, did the same for me. Life would have continued on in a solemn march each day, leading to a sad, quiet grave. At least this way, we can be together again. My joy finally realized due to seeing the embodiment of death following me for days. Tears in my eyes. Tears falling from my eyes, I betray myself as you have betrayed me. Fresh to the game, I made my mark, willed to do what it took to get the job done. No one for me, I was for no one. Each step taken to reach only my end goal. No cares, no remorse for anyone lost in my wake. It's simply the life I have chosen to lead. Then you came. A smile such like mine, a smirk for every occasion. From the start, you can read me like a book. I tried to do the same with you, yet got lost in the folds of your every page. There by my side, uncertain of my abilities, question my motives, keeping me ever on my toes. By the end, I fell. I fell hard as the armor was stripped away. By now your eyes reflected when they looked into mine. Thought I could leave my old life behind. You were all that mattered now. We'd won over our enemies. Never did it cross my mind that my enemy was closer than I thought. The time came when you made your choice. Newsflash, it wasn't me. You put on a very good show. I fell for it all. I fell for you. I'm still falling. That day, the truth came out. You were not wanting to be found, at least not by me, like I'd originally thought. You gave up your life, but why and for who? Tears falling from my eyes, I betray myself as you have betrayed me. Never again, after you, will there be another. I learned my lesson. Trust no longer given, trust no longer earned easily. To go home. I hear their voices behind me. My crewmates trying to make the best from our situation. We lost our way some days ago. Now we must try not to lose ourselves or each other. They stare out the window, marveling at the sight before them. Like me, they'd hope to be the next ones to lay claim to an extraordinary event that comes once in a lifetime, yet fate had other plans. As I listened to them saying things, I too once said, I have to let the facts sink in that it was not to be for any of us. Breaking in on their words in such a calm tone as I can muster, as that moment they pause when they hear me speak to them. I ask them if they truly understand our situation. I say that sadly we must let our hopes for this mission go. We all have loved ones waiting for us in the hopes that we safely arrive home. In earnest, I say with pleading eyes, I want to go home. Lost to us are our thoughts of what could have been from this. What's been found is the reality of what is currently taking place. All the odds are against us, but we have to show them that we are not willing to give in. Things we lack right now will give us the drive we need to return strongly to all we have to gain. This world is not ours. It never was, as we have been shown on this day. This is all we have, the here and now, to keep us safe and warm. Beyond that is the promise we made as we stood proud before those who placed their faith in us. We will return home. Through the square. Suspicious was the call I received that alerted me to her lies. I gave it up, gave it all away, trying to give her the rest of the soul I had left to salvage. She said it was enough, and she kissed me on the beach that day. They all have to tell. Everyone has a tale except her. Running. I'm running like a madman through the crowd. Stolen. Taken from me all we had earned. All we had survived the pain and torture for. Mine was all for her sake. I guess she didn't feel the same way. That day, when she kissed me in the lobby of the hotel, promising that she returned soon from an important errand. Lies. She was all lies, but I wasn't. Looking through the crowd, now frantically searching, I see her moving quickly in the red dress she wore that day. One too many bags in hand, she carries the lies with her out in the open. Making her way to some secret destination, I follow as anger, confusion, sorrow build up inside. I know soon I will let it all out, all the most dangerous ways, on someone very soon. Quiet steps follow behind each one she takes. She knows I'm there. I know she's hopeful that this situation can be salvaged and she'll be saved. Meeting a shadowy man, the bag is handed off in one swift move. At the same time, I'm spotted and everything goes wrong. The men with guns take her away as I give chase. Trying to end me, they only end themselves. Soon the fight is on. The battle is won in mere minutes. I choose life as they choose death. To her cell I run as our surroundings are falling down, much like the crumbling of my heart that used to carry armor until she stripped it from me. She looks into my eyes and tells me, I'm sorry. The kick. Free me from this prison of dreams now that I've gone too far. My mind is unraveling quickly. I can see the waves rolling in upon me. I was almost there. The information was in my hands, but something went wrong. Somehow she influenced events that had nothing to do with her. Somehow I've lost control and I need to get it back. For now, wake me up as I sit perched, precariously above this area, suspended in time. I have to get back before they do, or all this would have been for nothing. If I don't wake in time, I'll be torn apart from those things in my mind that will in turn threaten us all. I'm not safe here, and no one is safe with me. The deeper we go, the stronger the kick must be. I must stay to reclaim my sanity. You all must hurry. The door is closing. You must run free. Don't stay to watch me drown. This is the end for me. I will wake up at some point. I won't be sure until I'm back where I'm meant to be. Did it work? Am I awake? If not, then I need someone to kick me again while I'm still down. I need a kick. Someone help me, please. Thank you for listening. I hope my words as we go along both inspire and make you smile. For more of my content, you can also find me on Patreon, Twitter, Tumblr, and Instagram. The links will be down below. Stay blessed and let's grow together. Much love to you all.